We are here with folklore horror classics that will give you chills. 1. The Devil's Bath, 2024. It is a relatively new German folk horror film set against the haunting backdrop of 18th century Austria, focusing on repression, isolation, and madness. It creates tension with slow-burning horror elements, punctuated by unnerving imagery. It is deliberated in its presentation and a little unnatural in terms of pace, but The Devil's Bath must be seen to satiate the folk horror buff's taste for something eerie and unnervingly unsettling. 2. Exhuma, 2024. This is Exhuma, a horror gem of the 2020s for those paranormal enthusiasts out to investigate such mysterious graveyards. Tied up with the grounds of an old wealthy family, uncontrolled digging in the graveyard at some site triggers a nightmare chain of events. Folk horror in this film gives you a slow and steadily rising tension with elements of familiarity and the unexpected. 3. You Won't Be Alone, 2022. Taking place with witchcraft and exploring feminist themes using it. You Won't Be Alone is one of the weirdest and most unusual horror movies that this past few years would have seen. The film centers much on shapeshifting and identity. A young witch from Macedonia in 1800 accidentally kills a peasant and then slips into her life inside a village. It's all delivered in a way that ensures maximum eeriness, with You Won't Be Alone boasting an undeniably bold visual style and a general sense of atmospheric unease. The Ritual, 2017. Based on a book, four friends unknowingly stray into the Swedish forest, where supernatural horrors lie in wait for them. The pursuit to flee a mundane life unfolds into a survival struggle. It is a must-view film for any horror aficionado, since the film has built up tension, suspense, and horror artfully. The Ritual fully captures the folk horror, chilly and disturbing quality. 5. Men, 2022. Alex Garland's 2022 film Men is one of those cinematic experiences that defies common experience and sends half of the audience home in disgust. The surprising thing is that it isn't the easy premise that gets set up for the young woman who moves to the English countryside after a personal tragedy. But this turn into the classic story of retreat becomes a descent into surreal horror as she discovers that her past traumas and inexplicable terrors surround her. How does Men oscillate between extreme and subtle, creating that haunting, unforgettable experience? 6. The Medium, 2021. This film is distinct and creepy due to a masterful blend of mockumentary, found footage, and folk horror. With this movie, the horrors of one family at the hands of a malignant spirit nearly drive them all apart, and it's something more than just a solid demonic possession movie. The Medium slowly builds up tension, with a feel and a message unlike anything else out there, rewarded patiently by viewers for this deeply unnerving experience that can be felt long after the credits roll. Thanks for joining us on this terrifying trip into the heart of folk horror. If you dare, join us next time for another exploration of the darker side of cinema.